Hey guys, Retro Boys here, and I'm here to do, and here's the second half of SpongeBob Season 12 review. Let's just move on to the first episode. Episode 256. SpongeBob in Random Land. SpongeBob Squidward delivers a patty in Random Land. Fun fact, this is the first time we heard of Random Land. My favorite part, the Random Land's visuals. But is this episode good or SpongeBob? This one is a good episode. I don't know what it is, but it is a really funny episode, and it's really clever, and it's honestly probably the best thing out of the season. This is a pretty good start to the season. Episode 256. SpongeBob B. SpongeBob's bad habit. SpongeBob has a fingernail biting habit addiction. Fun fact, SpongeBob says he's number one as a neighbor. My favorite part, Sandy trying to help SpongeBob. But is this episode good or is this gross as a SpongeBob? It's a gross as a SpongeBob. Like, this episode is pretty disgusting. It makes me barf while watching it. It's literally like the Splinter, but 10 times worse. Like, I thought the Splinter was bad, but this one is pretty bad. It's pretty much worse than that episode. Honestly, for me. After a long way of waiting and stuff. Oh my god, stuff. But if I had to continue the list, if I had to continue the next episode, if I wanted to just like, yeah. If I had to continue the list after a while of waiting and stuff, blah 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 blah. So we're almost done with season 12B, but we just need something. We just need to finish the rest of the whole thing. Let's continue. We just have 2 more episodes to go. Episode 267A. Krusty Musical, or as they call Krusty Caterings or something. Mr. Krabs, SpongeBob and friends go to a music concert. Fun fact, this is the second time we get to see a concert since Smooth Jazz Bikini Bottom. My favorite part, the ending. But is this episode good for 15 minutes or waste of it? It's a good 15-minute episode. It's a really fun episode. It's very better than Smooth Jazz Bikini Bottom, and I like it more. It's a pretty good episode. And finally, episode 268, 7B, Dream Hoppers. SpongeBob explores his friend's dream. Fun fact, this short has no audio. Just like Reaper. My favorite part, the length. But is this episode good or is it SpongeBob? It's a good short episode. I think it's pretty much good as sleepy time, but I feel like this episode is perfect when it comes to like the visuals and stuff. So yeah, all around good episode. And that is every episode of SpongeBob Season 12B review. Let's look at the chart. And it looks like Season 12B was a little bit worse than 12A. 12A at least was better, but this one is pretty bad. Looks pretty bad. Let's just break this season. So the second half of this season is SpongeBob. Like, yes, there is some good episodes, but I feel like there's only 6 of them in total, so that's why I just don't really like this half season. But if we had to put together, this half season is bad. Bad as season 6. So yeah. Hold up. Sorry. Oops, sorry guys. It's sometimes I have slippy fingers. Compared to 9A, it only had 8 SpongeBobs, but it seems like, yeah. So yeah, but for season 12 in general, this season is actually has dethroned season 7 as the second worst season. This one is truly, truly bad. That it definitely deserves that better spot there instead. So let's just go on to the rating. This season is SpongeBob. Is a SpongeBob season. Yeah, this season is completely bad. There is nothing enjoyable at this season, and it's clearly not even trying. So yeah, really bad episode season. Let's just move on to our bottom 5 and top 5, and then we'll talk about some notes, and then I'll talk about some things. For the bottom 5, number 5 for our bottom 5 at number 5, Gary Got Legs. This episode is a pretty infamous mess. Number 4, Hiccup Plague. Yeah, this episode is just super annoying. Number 3, SpongeBob's Bad Habit. This episode is disgusting and stuff. Number 2, Corgi Crabs. This episode proves that whoever made this episode is who likes to make gross out humor. And number 1, Jolly Lalos. This episode is the worst out of the season. This episode is completely bad, and I think it's one of the worst out of this season, and probably show by far. I'm not even saying it's worse than Ink Lemonade because I have a top 13 worst SpongeBob episodes. So let's just move on, guys. Okay, so then we'll talk about the top 5. So here's my top 5. Number 5, One Trick Sponge. Number 4, SpongeBob and Random Land. Number 3, Cabin in Kelp. Number 2, Dream Hoppers. And number 1, Birthday Blowout. Mostly number 4 and 5 were very close to just being regular good episodes. But the reason why they're on the list, they're good, but there's some things that kind of a little bit pushes them back so that's why number 2, Dream Hoppers definitely deserves its spot as number 2 because the audio, I think the audio in this episode is pretty amazing how the visuals were. Cavern in the Kelp was a pretty good episode. Yeah, but it just pretty much has the gal pals again. And I give the best spot to Birthday Blowout is because it's probably the best thing out of the season and probably the show. I think it's the best thing out of the series and show. So yeah, good episode all around. But if I had to talk about some notes, I don't have notes for the season, but I'll just talk about 3 things that really made me think that I don't like this season. First of all is the animation mistakes. Well, there's 5 actually. First of all is the animation mistakes. They've been doing it. They kind of did this like season 6 did, but it's honestly worse here. Number 2, the comedy is pretty messed up in this season. There is nothing enjoyable about the comedy in this season. This season clearly didn't know what it wanted to do, and I feel like because this is actually the season where Steven Hillenburg died, so because he actually died during the Sponge on a Run movie release. So yeah, in May, pretty much it was planned to, but it pretty much died. But yeah, because I considered Sponge on a Run to be after season 11, but yeah. But here's the second note. The second note I had to talk about is the airing order. Yeah, the airing order is pretty terrible actually. It's pretty much, it was very boring to see this season didn't do anything good about it. Number four, the repetition. Number 4, too much Squid Torture episodes. And it's a mess of Squid Torture episodes. So what season 13 did is that So what season 12 did is that the Squid Torture episodes actually is a mixed bag in general. Is a mediocre bag of stuff, of Squid Torture episodes in the season. So if I had to talk about why did this season kind of turn out to be like that? Well, because in the first half, the Squid Torture episodes were definitely there was three SpongeBob Squid Torture episodes and one good Squid Torture episode in the first half of the season. But it seems like in the second half of the season that Squidward gets Squid loves Pat loves Squid is there's like Pat loves Squid. And another fun fact is that Squidward in Squid Torture episodes, in season 12B, it seems like that the Squid Torture episodes are actually there's three in total. I mean, there's three good Squid Torture episodes actually. So that means so I guess that's probably a good thing about this season. And I think the last problem though, it's like a mixed bag overall. But if I had to combine all the Squid Torture episodes together, here's how I get. This is what I get though. So I got three bad Squid Torture episodes. Two and three good episodes. So this because the problem is that it's a mixed bag of there's four Squid Torture episodes that I thought were bad in the season, three that were good, and only well, actually, hold up. Well, actually, there was one that was mad. So actually, there was no Squid Torture episode that actually was good. So I got to say there was only like one. There was only like two Met episodes based off that. But yeah. But if I had to also count appearances, I think also if I had to count 1, 2, is Who Are Zoo, which if I had to count also another one, I would say is technically Who Are Zoo a Squid Torture episode? Well, honestly, for me, it's a bad episode. So we got 5 bad episodes for Squid Torture, 2 mad episodes, and that's it for season. So yeah, and here's my final note: is pretty much how this season is the ripping off episodes. Man, this season really went hard with the ripping off episodes. So, if I had to give you, what's the ripping off episodes, though? Let me give you all the examples of the ripping off episodes idea. Well, I'll talk about, actually, mostly I'll talk about the similar episodes and also rip off episodes. But for similar episodes, it seems like Balk of the Filthy Mug is pretty much trying to be like a Gary Takes a Bath, but pretty much similar. Same with Krusty Slammer, where it's like similar to Krusty Towers. Let me describe. And Bubble Bath Returns is basically Merman and Barnacle Boy 2, pretty much. Whoops. Oh my god, guys, I'm sorry if I keep making this video so long, but I mean, it's not my really fault, but security guards is basically what I describe a worse version of. I describe it as a as a much better version of, I don't know, Professor, I don't know, like googly artist. Yeah, because even though that episode was also mad, but I think this one is madder than that one episode. Yeah, I think I need to stop making this video so long, but basically, yeah. So, yeah, season 12 is a big mess, and there's nothing enjoyable about this season. So yeah, see you when I review season 13 soon, which I believe will come out maybe sometime. I gotta figure out when I'll release it though. But see you later, guys. Bye.